What are you waiting for?
Come join the Geek Drums Nation. Well, that was interesting.
Oh my
I didn't know
God.
that was. I don't understand his instructions. I don't understand his instructions at all. Woo! Welcome to the Party Nation Chat Black Edition. I am your host, Lance, aka Geek Drums. I'm joined today by another regular, Taj Reacts. It's just us for the time being. 3Dubs had
3Dubs has a
plans.
date.
He obviously has a date or something. He doesn't want to share the details, but nonetheless, we are here. We are live. I'm on time.
Darren
For like
will be
the
late.
first time in 3 weeks. Darren will be late. He's at work, being the goodest of boys, as we all know, the goodest of boys. He left a comment here at 10:27 this morning. I find that actually hilarious. What's up, Robert?
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, we're here. We're black, and we're blurreds. You know, black nerds. Taj,
Blood
you have
sounds
some.
so disgusting.
Taj, you have some new content coming out. Care to share with some of the stuff you'll be posting?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm posting a reaction to a Power Ranger fan film created by, Underworthy Productions. Their newest episode they just put out, so that'll be out tomorrow. I'm just testing it out, just trying to do something else. Reactions tire me. I need a break. Like this week I haven't filmed any reactions. I'm like, listen, it's gonna be tier list and trailer reactions and stuff like that. I need a next week Yu Yu Hakusho come out and
Oh, that is next week. I'm thinking
Yes.
it's far way off.
Next week is the 15th already.
Dang.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's like next Friday or Thursday, one of them days.
Yeah, actually, that is crazy that we're like moving through this month. Like we're barreling towards the end of the year, very, very fast.
Already.
But
Looking
guys,
forward to Percy
before
Jackson though.
Oh, definitely. Who's not?
They come out
If you're
the
not,
20th.
if you're not looking forward to that, you're crazy. That's
2
all I'll
episode
say.
premiere.
I mean,
That's gonna kill
exactly. Like that's gonna be fire, like straight fire. Like there's no way
Fire.
around it. It's gonna be straight fire. Guys, as you can see on the below, this is I am now monetized. I will keep repeating that. You can become a channel member. We have tier list. There's a video posted about that on my channel. I've been linking it to previous videos that I've posted the past couple of weeks. But yeah, you can become a member, and super chats are activated. Guys, if you want your question and or comment pulled up right away to be acknowledged right away, donate via super chats. You help the channel. You help me because, well, yeah, this is another one of my hustles. So yeah, and I made it thus far with you guys' help. So continue to do so. So yeah. First up.
What if you come out? What if come out the 22nd?
Yeah, and then they releasing episodes literally day by day by day. Like what isn't it like 5 episodes or something?
I don't even know. What? Can y'all not do that? Why? Why do that? I'm not reacting to nothing on Christmas. I gotta be fat on Christmas.
Like Christmas being on a Monday is just weird to me.
I thought it was a Sunday.
No, Christmas Eve is Sunday.
What the hell?
Christmas was Sunday last year. Yeah.
Oh, why? That's so weird. Monday.
And Justin, I'm going to watch House of the Dragon during this hiatus because there's nothing, 9 episodes. There's nothing on during this
that works.
During these first few months before any of the shows come back. Because like some of the shows that I watch personally, they're going to be airing in January, new episodes. So I'll be tuning in like between like the next few weeks and the first few weeks of January. I'll be all caught up on House of the Dragon. But first of all, this past Saturday, CCXP happened this weekend. They just went crazy with trailers. Godzilla X Kong. What else?
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon dropped the trailer.
What else? Fallout came out.
Yep, Fallout. It's just been crazy. I would post them here, but I saw DJ Eric had issues with having to crop trailers out, and other creators, other creative friends of mine
Right.
have been getting like their channels hit. I want to avoid that because, like I said, I just got monetized. I don't have time for people to for them to be blocking my videos. It's weird. They're weird like that. But
It depends on the trailer and the place. Like they didn't do anything for the boys. The boys, everybody was fine, but Fallout for some reason everybody was getting blocked.
It's weird. Yeah, the boys trailer
Yeah.
dropped. First of all, the boys trailer was freaking insane. I am so excited for the boys.
So under or over 50% chance we see the Gen V characters.
Honestly, I say we see Sam and old girl like over 50. Under 50 for the rest
Okay.
of them. But I saw a rumor online thinking that the new Black Noir could be Sam.
Mm. Well, actually, we're going to see them because they were on set.
Yeah.
So
But
we're going to see at least them two. I don't know
yeah.
about like
They're the heroes of Godolphin.
Marie,
The guardians of Godolphin or whatever. Yep.
That'd be cool. Halo.
Yep.
Listen, I ain't even watched the first season of Halo, so
Halo season 2 trailer came out.
How did it look?
I didn't know they were getting a season 2.
Yeah, it got renewed like right after the first couple episodes. I didn't watch it because I'm like, that's stupid.
I didn't watch it either because honestly, I did not play Halo growing up. So
I did, and I wasn't going to watch the show. Just leave it a game.
But speaking of games, we also got a trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6.
And we still gotta wait
till 2025. But speaking of other games, I heard Wolverine, Insomniac's Wolverine game isn't coming out until 2025 either.
I expected that.
I was expecting we'd get something by next year. I was hoping, but
considering how massive Spider-Man 2 was,
that's true.
It was gonna take some time.
Well, speaking of games, we can jump into the next topic. I was sitting back and thinking, like, what are some superhero characters that I would love to see get the Insomniac Spider-Man treatment? We know we're getting Wolverine. For me, I would love to see Insomniacs take on like just a Justice League game, like in general, like seeing the Justice League. If we can't get the full Justice League, do something along the lines of, give me a Flash game. I want the characters that we haven't seen have their own standalone games, and it wasn't just a fighting game. I think Insomniac could handle the Flash's powers in like a really interesting way. The same goes with Superman. I think that they can handle that, and I think Insomniac, they could handle an entire X-Men game. Like, we've had really cool X-Men games before, but not in the way that, like they're handling Spider-Man. Like, we had X-Men Legends, and then you had that one X-Men game where you created your own mutant and you gave them the different powers. That game was goated. I loved that game. But yeah, I would love to see something along the lines of that. What about you?
Black Panther easily.
Oh,
Black Panther.
Well, Insomniac's take on Black Panther would be dope.
That would be crazy. Like, and Black Panther does kill people, so you don't gotta worry about him not killing nobody.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Who else? Green Arrow would be one for me. Or
with
Nightwing.
With the Stephen Amell skins.
That would be dope. I would actually like that. X-Men would be cool. Trying to think of another one. Yeah, maybe Daredevil. I think that would be good too. Or Iron Fist. Something that doesn't take place in New York. Like, do something. Iron Fist. I think Iron Fist would be really good.
Imagine some of the power-ups that you could add to Iron Fist, bro. That would be dope. That would be so dope.
Yeah. People are disintegrating as soon as you punch them. Like, it's a wrap.
Now you just got my brain like, dude, that would be so dope. Think about the Flash and how you can slow down time already with like if you press a certain button while you're swinging through the city and using like powers like Miles, where you got the electricity burst that could push him forward. Just imagine doing that, but having an entire slow-mo section while you're like running through the city with the Flash.
Yeah.
Make it a Flash family game, but give them different, like, give them different powers and abilities. Like they'll all have the base super speed, but Barry will be good at something. Wally will be OP, like just in general, because he
Right.
understands the Speed Force better. Like make it the it doesn't even we don't even have to include like it doesn't have to be when like Wally is like a fully grown adult. It could be Barry, Kid Flash, and Jay Garrick. But make Wally like have Wally growing into himself in that mode. And then at the end of the game, you can kind of do what they did at the end of Spider-Man 2. Spoilers, if you still have not played the game, it's been what literally over it's been like what 2
It's
months?
been
Over
like
a
two
month?
months. Yeah.
Yeah, so spoilers if you haven't played it, but you can do something like we could do the death of Barry Allen or something, just an original take on it because Insomniac is great with their like original takes on things. I think that that'd be really dope, and it will finally give people a proper Flash game. We were supposed to get one a long time ago, but it never came to fruition. So I think Insomniac would literally it like I said, a Flash game would go hard. Like
Yeah.
and like the different suits that you could add, and then add the different color variations like they did for Spider-Man 2. Just have a fight where you gotta like try to take down Thawne. Like that's just you just gotta try to take down Thawne. Then you get to fight the Rogues Gallery. Just Captain Cold, Heat Wave, Golden Glider, Tar Pit. Like those fights would be insane. And then with Black Panther, I you could take inspiration from the MCU. Have Killmonger be somebody that you got to take down, but Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger. That would be a tough fight because if they make him like Michael B. Jordan's, but give him the size of the comic book accurate one, oh yeah,
I just want to see the Wakandan stations in space.
oh yeah, definitely.
That's what I want to
Because
see.
honestly, and this may be a hot take or a cold take, whatever. Rob, have you seen the video of the Flash on the Unreal Engine or something where he runs from city? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. That was dope. That's really dope. Cameron says a cyborg game. That would go kind of hard. That would go kind of crazy.
I don't like cyber like that, so you know.
But like, just think about it. In Avengers, the Black Panther mission, like playing with Black Panther in Wakanda, Black Panther is the best character in that game.
Oh, I know. That's why that was like number one on my list. That made me
Like,
think of it. I was like, he deserved better than this.
yeah, like
All of those characters do, but
But Black
yeah.
Panther and Miss Marvel in the Avengers game were the best two characters in the entire game, hands down. I did
I
not
think
like.
Kate Bishop was cool.
I didn't play. I did not use her.
Oh, you
I
didn't play
didn't
that
use-
one? Oh, okay.
No. Like after it got boring. Like once I beat
It
it, I
did.
beat it when I had
Yeah.
it on PlayStation 4. Got it again when I got PS5. Transferred all my stuff over, and then I just kept playing. Like but I skipped like Kate Bishop, the Hawkeye stuff because I'm like, I was mad we didn't get to use like Ant-Man or Giant Man, but like Hank Pym's just there. Robert
True.
Thor was good, but he was kind of boring to me. Cause it's like, woo, I'm throwing lightning, but Black Panther, you're getting like up close and personal, and
Yeah,
like what?
Captain America game would be cool too. Ooh, Martian Manhunter, that would be lit.
No,
But
I lied. Cap is cold in the Avengers game, just from like
he
how
is, but
physical he is. Like
yeah. Mm,
I will say,
I don't know.
the thing that the Avengers did right was casting Christopher Judge as. Oh, definitely,
Oh yeah.
definitely.
All I could think about is Kratos though.
What's up, Dark Chosen?
Speaking of the Wakandan stations, you think they're going to do that with the young T'Challa now? Since in the
They should.
MCU,
They
I
should.
think they should too. Because at this point, they got to, especially
I'm,
with the multiverse stuff and all of that. They should.
since it's just us two right now, I'm gonna leave this up to offer somebody some inspiration. But Like Insomniac, like they have the right formula. I think they have plans for other superhero things. Now, what I do think is, I think Zaslav is going to block them from doing anything DC related.
Yeah.
But James Gunn might see the work that they're doing, and since James Gunn is smart, he might try to push past that. Because honestly, like I said, I had got access to the alpha. I got access to the alpha for the Suicide Squad game. Ask me, have I played it yet?
Have you? No.
It's
It's
I have
sitting
not.
there.
I have not down. I don't. I got it, but it's like I don't have any desire to play it because of all the things that I've heard, and I'm like, cool, but all these characters are doing is like flying around on jetpacks and shooting. This is Fortnite in DC. Like
Isn't
that's
it
what it
supposed
feels
to
like.
be in the same universe as the Arkham games, but it's not made by the
And
same
it does.
people?
Yes, that's why it doesn't feel right.
What the hell? Then what was the okay? Yeah, I'm definitely not getting it, but yeah.
It doesn't feel like Arkham. The only thing that feels like Arkham is the fact that it's
he's too young.
he's
Garth,
way too young.
yeah,
He's only like what,
he's like
6?
what, 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, he's way too
She
young.
was pregnant before the blip.
Yeah,
That was 5 years, and then he died after they came back, and it was a year time jump. So yeah, he like 7, something like that.
yeah, like 6 or
Yeah, he too
7.
young.
Yeah, way
Yeah,
too
he too
young.
young.
Way too young. I don't think
That
they're
would be
gonna try to.
cool, but
It would be cool, but they're not gonna try to force that. And then you will be pushing that narrative that's like, oh, we're just gonna replace Shuri with T'Challa Jr. And then you're
yeah.
gonna have a oh my god, Marvel's Messiah. You know how that stuff will go. That would just be an ongoing Twitter war, and I think Kevin Feige is smart enough to avoid that.
He's 6. Okay, I knew he was like 6 or
Yeah.
7. He's still young.
Oh, Green Lantern game will go hard.
You know what's crazy? The movie Green Lantern game is actually really fun, and it was like way better than the actual movie. me and my brother played it back on like PS3 or something like that when it was out. PS3, PS2, something like that.
A proper Fantastic Four game. I'm not gonna lie, the games that they released for the
I was about
original
to say the
movies
ones for the
back
movies
in the
were
day,
good.
they were
Those were
really
good.
good.
They were way better than the movies. That's the issue with
I
those
used to
games.
love fighting the moment, but I'm like, my brother would always be the thing, and I would always be Human Torch.
No one liked being Mr. Fantastic, I swear.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated it. And nobody wanted to be Sue. Because it's like cool, you can turn invisible. I forget that Miles can turn invisible in the game because I'm like, he has so many other abilities that are better than his camouflage. So it's like I don't use that. But like I said, Insomniac has the blueprint. They know what they're doing. They study these characters. I know they communicate with Marvel because some of the lore that they're pulling out and the way that they're reshaping and forming it. Again, spoilers. How Cletus got his symbiote. How Cletus is just like this burned victim now. Oh, that's genius. I'm like, y'all know what y'all doing. It's like it was like really dope.
Did you get the Wu-Tang reference in Spider-Man?
No.
It's when you're doing the Prowler stuff with Miles, and he goes somewhere and they're talking about rap, and he was like, how close were you and Dad close to like getting signed? And he was like, we were real close, but this group from Staten Island beat us to the radio station. And he was like, it was done from that point on. And I put it together. I was like, Wu-Tang? I was like, oh, that's dope. That's cool.
Hey, like his relationship with his Uncle Aaron in these games, like in his game when he had to like fight him, I'm like, yeah, they going for blood, but like now
I just
that
want Silk now. They introduced her.
Now that Aaron is like
Aaron's reformed, banging everywhere though. So that won't be in this.
Yeah, he's just with MJ. But
I
think Haley got some competition. Well, no, because it'll be weird because Miles's mom is clearly dating her dad.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Rio likes multicultural, huh? Black man and now Asian man.
Hey, it works.
Oh,
we get like, Silk. I'm all right with it.
Yep. Robert, I said spoilers, but you haven't played it yet. You haven't seen all the stuff. It's
A
one of the
Ben
style,
10 game would be
bruh.
crazy, Darren.
On
Oh my god.
Insomniac. Oh, Darren, hurry up and get in here. Like a Ben 10 game would be so dope. But
But which which
but
which
but
era of which era of aliens would you go with though?
and how would you do the aliens? Would it
That's the
be like
thing.
the pinwheel where you can pick and choose?
I think so.
Because trust me, give me wild mutt. Give me wild mutt any day.
Okay.
Give me wild mutt forearms any
Yeah,
day.
forearms I would use all day. Or Diamondback.
True. She took your iPad off the charger. Go get your iPad. What? I will later. I need their mama to hurry up and get home. Jesus. These kids run up my blood pressure. Oh, but I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade them for like a PlayStation Portal or anything. Daddy's working. Go away. No, you cannot. Leave the baby in the crib. Leave the baby in the crib. Where's her bottle at? Okay. As long as you don't drop her. Got her away from the door. They're on their own. How did you avoid that spoiler? Like, how did that was the biggest thing on Twitter? Ben 10 game by Insomniac in the style of God of War.
Speaking of God of War, they should do a Last Ronin Ninja Turtle God of War style game.
That's what they're doing.
Are they really? I didn't hear about it.
The Last Ronin? Yeah, they're doing that.
I'm buying it. Take my money.
Yeah, they're
I
definitely
love the
doing
Ninja
that.
Turtles.
Go play it. Go play it right now. And again, guys, big letters right here. Big letters. Anywho, have you guys okay, cool, Darren. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, a Blue Beetle game would go hard, Cameron.
I was going to say Blue Beetle, and then I was like, I don't know. Black Panther was like a little high on my list.
Just give me a game where it's just Nightwing 24/7, just being acrobatic. Wouldn't it just be like Daredevil though?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But so this weekend we also got a trailer for Godzilla X Kong, and I see one of the talking points
Is
of that
Godzilla running?
trailer is Godzilla running. Like we literally saw Godzilla do a speed slide on his tail. Godzilla literally jumps in the air and uses his atomic breath in older films to like just hover there. Like Godzilla flies. Godzilla swims in the ocean. A lizard swimming can't run. Alligators run. Like what's the T-Rexes? They Jurassic Park. Literal Jurassic Park.
You
The
know how Twitter
T-Rex,
is.
the Indominus Rex, the Spinous, they ran. But seeing Godzilla run with a giant monkey following him with a metal thing on his arm is just like pissing you off and blowing your mind. Like, oh my, Godzilla shouldn't be running. He shouldn't be jogging. Oh my goodness. Why not? What's wrong with that?
And it
I
clearly
think
looks like the planet or whatever they're on is like falling, so they have to run. Like, what the hell you want them to just
like
drop?
I think it looks dope. Like me personally, I mean, I'm still getting used to Godzilla having gills, but I guess it makes sense because they want to make sense of how Godzilla could breathe underwater. But I mean, I think it looks dope, especially since Godzilla is evolving and getting that like pinkish hue. Yeah, he's gonna be a force to reckon with. I think that that's pretty dope.
How would you
Um,
do a Watchmen game? Jesus Christ.
yes, Daniel. Everybody else got banned from appearing. This is a Party Nation Black Edition. Yeah, yeah. But let's see what else they got. Kai said just play Gotham Knights.
Oh
um,
God, please don't. They
Damien
need to
Darkblood
redeem that.
game.
Speaking
Yeah, they
of,
do. Damien Darkblood game. Marcus Allen says Iron Man, Arkham City, but it's Damien Darkblood. And yes, Daniel, I got a haircut. It was time for me to whack all of that off because it was getting itchy, and I woke up one morning and I couldn't find my pick, so my hair was lopsided, and my wife made fun of me for like an hour.
see, that's why I got like 3 picks. I got 2 upstairs in the bathroom. I got 1 on my dresser.
One of your dresser.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Darth says we need a Cecile game. No, we do not.
Jesus Christ. No, please.
Give me an
Oh my
Arrowverse game.
God.
Give
The
me an
Arrowverse
Arrowverse
be lit.
game.
And give me a Legends game.
Give me a Black Lightning game.
I'd play the hell out that.
Give me a Ruby. I mean, not a Ruby Road. Give me a Javicia Leslie Batwoman game. What is this? We already gave a whole pitch on how the Flash game will work. On like what we would like to see in that. Like we gave a whole pitch. But next up, if you guys have not been paying attention, we are literally coming to a close with this DC TV era of television, and I'm talking about more than just the Arrowverse. Over the past few years since the close of Smallville, we've seen a uptick in all of the like DC TV properties that have just been dropping across streaming and different television networks, even Powerless.
Darren, are you trying to trigger me right now, please? Don't do it. Oh
Gotham
God,
Knights,
no.
the only CW show to get a game. Jesus Christ.
A Stargirl game?
A Stargirl
Yes, I
game
will
will go
play it.
hard. Will go hard.
Yes.
But
oh my gosh.
so like even with Powerless being the show for some reason, I mean, it wasn't completely bad. Like it was corny as crap. Like it was corny as crap. Like I laughed so hard.
I just watched it because Vanessa Hudgens was in it.
Yeah. Give me a second. They're going crazy out. Give me a second, bro. They're going crazy out here. I'm gonna leave my mic unmuted for some hilarious content.
A Taj Riaz game will be hilarious. Yes. Me just triggered off a whole bunch of stuff. That would be lit. Yes, please. Listen, Baltimore is a jungle on its own. That game would be lit. I loved Powerless. Powerless was actually funny, but I only watched it because of Vanessa Hudgens. Oh my God. Darren, how far are you away? A Toxic Taz game? That's pretty much like a goddamn Captain America game, man. Yes, Cecile was my arch nemesis.
The life of a parent. Don't have 4 girls. Don't never have 4 girls. They're fighting over who has.
I'm not gonna lie, on Darth. I'm not even gonna lie. I forgot he was in the show.
Alan
Swamp Thing game. I don't know. I mean, he was cool in Injustice. I don't know how that would work though.
You loved Powerless. I hated it because they made up a cousin for Bruce Wayne, and it was just Alan Tudyk.
Oh yeah.
But where was I? Oh yes, the era of DCTV. We had Powerless, which for some reason the main hero was Crimson Fox. I think that was the main hero. We had Powerless. Then we went over to DC Universe where we were getting Titans and Doom Patrol, and we got the 1 season of Stargirl over there before the CW bought the show. Swamp Thing. Yeah, we had so many.
good.
Yeah, we had so many DC, like we had so much DC content on at one time. Like it was a good time to be a DC fan, because if DC was failing in the box office, the one thing DC always had was television, whether it be animation. They were killing it in the animated movies. They always killed it in the animation, and just live action television shows in general. Everything may have been hit or miss, but it was more hits than misses. Like literally, when they came out with the concept for Krypton, I was excited. Like just seeing some lore happen on Krypton. I enjoyed Krypton, at least the first season. The second season, I'm not
Second
gonna
season was a
lie,
little weird.
the second season lost me. It lost me completely. But then we started getting more and more Arrowverse shows. You know, it started off with just Arrow, which was a spinoff supposed to be a spinoff of Smallville, but then turned into its own thing. And let's not get started on how Smallville went for that long of a run and only had a few flubs. Like no matter what anybody says, to me, Smallville is still one of the greatest DC television shows, one of the greatest Superman stories that we have gotten in the past couple of years. And honestly, Smallville is what started the what I like to call the DCTV Renaissance era. Like it's people out here that only when they think about DCTV, they only think about the CW. But no, I literally watched every single DCTV show that was on television. Like I didn't miss anything. They were talking about Powerless. Okay, yeah, it may have been corny, but I watched every episode. I mean, I know it wasn't gonna last. Like when it got canceled, I was like, oh, this is not a surprise because this show is pretty goofy. But hey, it is what it is, right? But like some of my earliest memories of like getting into like DC and getting into wanting to review it started back with like Arrow. And honestly, I did not want to get into Arrow because I thought that once I found out, oh, this isn't a direct spinoff of Smallville, they're gonna mess it up. Because I had that mindset that, oh, this is the CW. It's going to be low budget, yada, yada, yada. I was one of those people that I now hate and loathe with a passion. I was one of those people, but it was, well, my girlfriend at the time, which is now my wife, she convinced me to watch it. And then I saw the set photos of the first season of The Flash, which is honestly where I started watching. I didn't watch Arrow until the third season, and I went on Netflix and I binged the first two seasons because I wanted to be caught up in time for the season premiere of The Flash. I literally still remember the season premiere of The Flash. I remember the day I watched it. I remember what we were doing. We were getting ready to go out for a birthday party, and it came on television. I'm like, we got to wait for a second because I want to check this out. I fell in love with The Flash. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, the CW knows what they're doing, and it was just yes, Darren, win wife, yes. Um, Nobody wants to call me on Twitter right now, Daniel, but it's just watching the Flash and getting that love, like getting that love for DC TV. And yes, Cameron, you're right. iZombie was a DC TV show as well. It's like I said, it's so many shows that people didn't know were DC. That was a DC offshoot from Vertigo, which is another reason why I started watching that show. iZombie is goated. That show was freaking hilarious. It had great storytelling, great writing, and it was a DC TV show, guys. We had so much DC TV at the time. The CW was dominating DC TV, and then you had other networks like Sci-Fi jumping in. And then with when they announced Black Lightning, I was happy as hell. If I could go back to find my other Facebook page, and like it gets around to like September, October when that show is about to premiere, I was posting about it every day. I was posting every poster that came out, every casting announcement that came out. I was posting about it every single day. I was so happy we were finally getting Black Lightning when I found out that it wasn't actually going to be in the universe because originally it was a Fox show. I already knew in my mind, I'm like, they're going to put them together one day. They're going to put them together. And then once they announced that he was coming to the CW and they did that big old video shoot, like the suit up thing, and it like ended, and then it was like a post credit to the commercial where it's like, oh, you guys just forget about the new guy. Oh, I was hype as hell because I'm like, this is finna be something. And then boom, here comes Crisis, and we get that unconventional as hell announcement It was Crest sharing, oh, we got this covered article on Instagram announcing that he's gonna be in crisis. And I'm like, should we believe this? I'm like, is this legit? I'm like, does Chris know we can't believe we got this covered? Like it's weird. Like, yes, Darren, I'm getting my thoughts out. Taj has his own story with how he fell in love with DCTV. But yeah, like go ahead, Taj. You tell you I could go on and on because it's just like it's the end of the era. It's literally an end of an era. Soon as like, and I'm not even counting Harley Quinn. I honestly I stopped watching it and I can't bring myself to go back
I
after I
only watched
found
the
out what
first
they did in
season.
this past season. I can't bring myself to go back. But
I
like
saw
after
something about Nightwing getting
Superman,
killed, and I was done.
yeah. And now
I
he's
was like, I'm
back and
good.
it's supposed to be like the Injustice, like Dead Man Nightwing. I
Oh
don't I'm confused.
god.
I don't know what they're doing. Um, but it's just like every single DC TV show, I was locked in. Whether it be Arrowverse, whether it be Arrowverse adjacent, whether it be DC Universe / HBO Max, I was locked in. Like what's your stories like? How did you get started in like the DC
M-
TV landscape?
Mine is actually opposite of yours. So you thought it was gonna be a spin-off of Smallville or whatever. And you thought it was gonna be cheap, but was you said you was looking forward to it or something like that?
I thought it was
Because it
gonna
was
be cheap, but
Smallville?
I was when I thought it was gonna be a spinoff of Smallville, I was looking forward to it. But then when I
Oh,
found out
okay.
they I didn't know who Stephen Amell was. I'm like, I don't know this guy. This is not Green Arrow. Justin Hartley is Green Arrow. Like that was my
Oh,
whole
okay. So I was the opposite because I didn't watch Smallville. So I thought it was a spin-off, and I immediately was turned off. I was like, I'm not watching this. I was like, he looked goofy, he looked stupid. I mean, obviously, I'm a kid in the 2000s, so like
yeah.
watching Smallville, you see pictures back then and be like, yo, this looks stupid. Like I was like, Power Rangers look better than this in terms of like the suits and stuff. I was like, I'm not watching that. And my little brother, he was watching Arrow. I think it was like the season 2 premiere. He was watching on the CW app. And all I saw was Oliver just like body somebody. And I'm like, what's going on? I was like, what's this? And he was like, it's Arrow. I was like, the Smallville show? He was like, nah, it's his own thing. And I was like, oh. So like from that point on, I started watching like Arrow. I knew nothing about the Flash show because I wasn't heavy on social media. I randomly was eating dinner in the living room one day and was flicking through the channels and and Flash was on, like the premiere was on that day. Like I ended up finding it on the premiere. And I thought it was the old one until it said 2014. And I was like, oh, so this new. And I was like, hey, that's him from Arrow, the episode. I didn't know they was doing a backdoor pilot. I wasn't, on social media looking at like Canada graphs and stuff like that yet. So that's pretty much how I got into it. I just kept watching from that point.
Bro, speaking of
Obviously,
yeah, but
Black
speaking of
Lightning. I
Canada
was hyped about
graphs,
that.
Canada, like that's the one thing I'll miss. Like he may have had potato quality photos at the time, but like
But that's what made it so like hype
Canada
though.
graphs got us hype as
Right.
hell. He got us hype as hell. He had all the good stuff. Like I miss that. I miss from freaking July to October, like the anticipation for what we were gonna see, especially on
Dude,
the CW. Like
when
the
they first
anticipation.
when they first dropped the pictures for like Earth X, I was losing my goddamn mind. I was like, dude, what is going on? I was so hyped for Earth X. That's still my favorite crossover.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
watching
Like
that, especially like around that time the Justice League movie had came out, I was like, this is leagues better than Justice League. Like,
yeah,
what the
yep.
hell?
And that's why I always would say, like, and I stand by this to this day. Marvel's TV shows back in the day that like would air on like network television, aside from Agents of Shield, aside from that, because Agents of Shield will always be goated.
Yeah. I actually just started rewatching it. I'm on
Yeah,
season 2.
like DC bodies, like when it comes to television and animation, they always were a step ahead. And it's just like seeing those set photos. Like I went back through some of Canada Graph's blogs just to get that feel. When they dropped the first images for season 4 and we saw Wally in the Flash suit, and we
Oh
didn't know
yeah.
what the hell was going. I remember being in my apartment with my wife, and Canada ass posted them photos at like 8 o'clock at night for me. I jumped off my couch and I screamed because I didn't know what was going on.
I saw that picture and was like, Wally looks stupid in Barry's outfit. I was like, what is this? But I thought it was like leading to him getting his own. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
and then
So Wally gonna be
that
Flash this
season
season?
completely disappointed us. But
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is.
no, when Canada Grass first posted those photos,
Hot take.
oh,
I think Grant looks better in that suit than Tom does.
oh, definitely. I don't care what they say. They
Like
made
when he
that suit
wore it
for
in
Grant.
what was that event?
The
Armageddon.
Armageddon. They made
Like
that
when
suit
he
for
had it
Grant.
on, I was like, yo, Grant looked good in this suit.
But Tom looks better in Grant's Flash suit. It's
Um,
he has the comic book
without
physique.
without the cowl on, yes. Without the cowl on, yeah.
He
His
has the
head shape
comic
is
book,
kind of weird.
yeah, but he has the comic book physique.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when he
yeah,
was
definitely.
standing next to him, when he was standing in front of Barry,
He
and
was way bigger.
when we seen those photos for the first time, I said, "Dude, he is massive." But it's like every year, no matter what, especially leading into Crisis, when we were finding out, like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be tied in, this is gonna be tied in, this is gonna be tied in. The stuff with Titans, I don't care what nobody says. Titans may not have been the best show, but it gave a Titans basically was just Bat Family. I don't it was Bat Family, but it gave us I loved the Robin suits. When they did the Tim Drake's Robin suit reveal, oh, first of
Oh
all,
yeah.
that video blew up for me on TikTok and YouTube. That short that I posted. That was Tim Drake's suit was goaded. I don't care what nobody say. He had the best Robin suit. When they revealed the Nightwing suit, the internet went crazy. When they revealed
Yeah.
that the best episode of Titans from season 2, I think the best episode of all
The
is the
Superboy
Connor
episode.
reveal. Is the Superboy
Yeah,
episode.
that Superboy episode was crazy. Oh my gosh.
It was just dope.
It
And then
was so good.
it's like season 4 is when the show really hit its stride, especially the premiere. It felt good. It felt good. Like going through all of like the stuff with like when they were trying to do like the Joker kills Robin and all of that. Like that was cool, but
Oh yeah, that
then
was
you
season
find out,
3.
yeah, like season 3 was cool till you find out, oh, Scarecrow's behind it.
No, the first couple of episodes was good. Like the
Yeah.
3-episode premiere for season 3 was good. I was like, finally, like
Like
that.
like
Titans is the first.
Titans has found its footing.
Yeah,
But
Superboy did need a spin-off, Darren. But
yeah,
Titans is
Darren.
like one of the first comics I ever read, and so when we was getting a Titan show, I was so hyped for it,
Yep.
and it let me down. And
Yeah.
some
But
episodes were good. The
the one show
episode.
that
What was
didn't
the
let us
episode?
down,
Oh, Stargirl.
Stargirl and Doom Patrol.
I gotta finish Doom Patrol. I stopped watching
Dude,
after like season 2 or whatever. But
dude, when you
Stargirl, I
watch
had the lowest expectations for it until I watched that
really?
premiere. I didn't like. I was like Stargirl. I was like, but then like the more I kept hearing, I was like, oh, Justice Society stuff, cool. And then when they dropped the premiere, I remember waking up early in the morning because I had DC Universe when like it first dropped. I made my account and everything, and I watched it, and I was like, okay. I was like,
Hey,
it looked good. I was
Stargirl's
like,
premiere
hey.
episode, the first episode for Stargirl is freaking amazing. The
I
best
was
pilot
confused.
ever for a DC TV show. And I'm
Yeah,
standing on that. I'm
I was
standing
like,
on that.
people are gonna be so confused watching this because that the first season aired like the episode would air first on DC Universe, then it would go to
Yeah.
CW. And I was like, so are people gonna think this is? I mean, this is back when the Arrowverse was still good. So I was real confused. And like my dad came to me, he was like, "Hey, that Stargirl show is that like a spinoff or something?" Or I was like, "No, this his own thing." Well, at the time, it was his
Yeah.
own thing.
Bro, like
But
I'm not even kidding you. Especially they released that at that point during like the COVID shutdowns where we just needed
mhm.
something. And that literally that got us through. They got us through, especially me. I remember just sitting at the crib and watching Stargirl. I would watch it. Um, I would watch
I
it.
got my sister. I got my
Darren's
sister to
here.
watch it. she's not even a big like superhero fan, and like I told her, I was like, hey, this Stargirl show out, you want to watch it? Because they watched Young Justice with me, at least at the time when it was airing, and I was like, this Stargirl show out, you want to watch it? She was like, yeah. She fucking loved it. She was like, when is the next episode? I was like, what day was it coming out on? Like Mondays
Stargirl,
or something?
it was
was
Sundays. For the first
Was it
season, it was
Sunday?
Sundays. It
Yeah,
was
it was like
Sundays on
Sunday or
DC Universe.
Monday. It was some weird day because
No,
I
it
was
was
like,
like
why are they
super
dropping that
late.
day?
It was super late Sunday going into Monday, and I'm like, I gotta be at work at 5 a.m., but I'm staying up to watch this.
How dare you just come on stream and just eat a donut? Listen, bro, that made me salivate a little bit. I'm hungry. I
He
need to
brought that
figure out
from
what I'm
work.
gonna eat.
He brought that from work. That's what it was.
Yep.
But
Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that.
and let's not, since you brought up Young Justice, let's not forget how Young Justice made its comeback during this DC TV era.
Yes, man. I was so hyped when they announced it.
That was insane.
Like,
yeah.
I'm mad they're not bringing it. This last
Got canceled
season,
again.
This last season had.
We're not even officially canceled. They're just
Exactly.
like not getting another season.
And with that cliffhanger, oh my
Bro,
god!
Don't get me started. I was pissed.
I'm still mad about it, bro.
Oh, I was pissed.
Still mad.
I was pissed.
Yo, the Flash season 8 premiere was so good. Like, oh my god, that first episode.
Armageddon was.
It was hype. Yeah.
Yo, when I saw the behind the scenes
7.
pictures, yeah, I had the lowest expectations going into season 8, and then Canada Grass dropped the pictures for like the first couple episodes, and I saw Ray and I was like, they're doing Despero. I was like, okay, I'm kind of hyped for this.
Do you remember? Like, hey, I
the
remember.
Gang.
Yep, I remember the day that they announced that it was going to be like that they gave it a title, Armageddon, and announced who was going to be in it, because we were all over Twitter like speculating. Oh yes, it's a crossover. They're not calling it a crossover, but it's going to be a crossover. Such and such is going to be in it. I think such and such is going to be in it. I think they're going to bring him in. I think they're going to bring, like, it was so much chatter going around the internet just over this event as a whole.
The gold boots reveal.
The gold boots reveal. The gold boots reveal. The gold boots reveal. When they revealed that at during the last official what was it called? The little DC thing that they did. What was it called?
I forgot.
Why can I think of the name of it?
Was it Fandom?
Yeah.
Fandom.
Yeah, I watched that whole thing.
Me too.
When they revealed,
I was mad when they did that, because they dropped the episodes for Young Justice.
Here.
They dropped like the first 3 episodes of Young Justice for season 3, and I was like, why would you do that while I'm watching this event? Now I gotta go react to him and then come back. I was pissed
when they revealed the gold boots, and the fact that Grant was so tired in that video when they revealed it. It had people on it, and then you got the little internet troll. Yep, you could tell he's done. Like he could tell he's over it. Dude, he just got done filming a scene, and they got this man going in his trailer to record a video that's not gonna air for like 3 months.
Yeah,
you're right.
But yeah, he wants to quit. Yeah, sure, we're gonna think that. Eric, Darren, we're just giving our, since it's coming to the end of this like DCTV era, as I like to call it, like as we know it, leading into Guns, DCU, everything. We're just talking about like this, like how since Smallville, like DCTV has been like on the rise, and no matter the lows, it's still been like some of the best superhero television that we've had outside of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Daredevil, respectively. You got to put the respect on the two goats. Got to put the respect there. But like I asked Taj, Darren, what's your? I know we've talked about this before, but it's like what really locked you into like everything DC TV in general?
Yeah, so I mean I started with Flash. I think when I jumped in, they had just finished season 1. No, I think they just finished season 2 of The Flash. And I binged The Flash on Netflix the first season. I was like, who's this green hooded guy? I don't know who this weirdo is. Then my kind of introductory was weird because Arrow, Supergirl, Legends was all on like Netflix as I'm watching through them. So I'm watching them all at once. Like I'm watching all 4 shows.
How old were you?
Oh gosh, like 7th grade.
Because you're younger than us. So
7th grade, I think. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Man. That is insane.
Yeah, no, and then but like during the Flash season 3, I think is when I really got like absorbed into it. Like that, like as controversial I think as season 3 is, like you love it, you hate it. Some people are kind of in the middle. That season for me was one of the most hype in the Flash's run. Like you had 2 crossover events. Who is Savitar? You have 3, sometimes 4 different
Yep.
speedsters on the show at the same time. Constant cameos and references to other shows. Gorilla City, 2-part Gorilla City.
Oh, that
Like
was crazy.
they
Oh
did
yeah.
such cool things that season, and it has issues. Let's be honest. Season 3 has its issues, but just being able to talk about the show in that era was so much fun.
Yeah.
I wish that we were all doing this like podcast type stuff then, because that would have been insane to talk about every week. Eric was, but we weren't.
Speaking of Eric, actually, one of the first videos I ever watched of his was the Invasion one, and he had like the thumbnail with the little Star Labs building in the background. And I automatically thought it was the Justice League. What's the Justice League place? I thought it was that, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, the Hall of Justice. I was like, dude, what are we about to get?
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like that's another thing that I'm missing about like this era is like between him and Pagey, I knew soon as the episodes ended, reviews going up. And that's when they were doing the after party, literally right after the episodes. So I'm like, okay, let me cut my TV off. Let me go on my phone and pull up YouTube because I know we're getting an in-depth review. Like all the reviewers back then. Oh, I had something to listen to for the entire week because they all had their own theories, like about every show. That
got me through the night shift. Them doing the after parties at night. They got me through the night shift. I working at Amazon at the time. I was like, dude.
Oh yeah.
This is the only thing getting me through.
Yeah, I miss the era of like more I don't know, I guess I don't want to call it serious TV, but like where the shows weren't just comedy, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of what drew me away from Legends. Like by the time we got to Legends season 4, it wasn't fun for me. I was watching it and I'm like, there's nothing to talk. Like how do you realistically talk about what's going to happen when the show is so wild? You know what I mean? Like when stuff is just anything can happen. When you have Damien Dark dancing to Return of the Mac, I mean, like as much as I love that scene, how do you discuss that like realistically? You know what I mean? Like we could talk about it, but you can't theorize. That's the one thing I loved about the early seasons of Arrow and Flash was every season you had mysteries that you're trying to figure out, and it made it fun. And then after like season 4 of the Flash, that went away. The whole mystery thing went away. I mean, we kind of got it back in season 5 with the whole Eobard stuff, and I think that's what made that fun. But overall, I think the big thing, the Eric Wallace era of Flash that bothers me is there wasn't a lot of mystery. And that kind of sucks. Which is one thing I loved about Arrow, but then the problem is Arrow had season 4, and season 4 pretty much killed that momentum. So luckily we had Prometheus, and that kind of brought it back. But then, you know, it was stumbling after that. But I look back at those. But I love that era. Like I was excited. I'll be straight up. I was excited about the show ending. I would hit up Pagey on social media. I'm like, look, we have to get this stuff ready for the podcast. I'd go in and I'd download, because back then you would get like 10 promo pictures. You get really like 10 high quality like promo pictures. I would download all the promo pictures. I would get so mad when they weren't out yet, because I'm like, why the fuck are these promo pictures not out yet? So I would get those promo pictures so I could show them during the streams and stuff like that. I used to love doing that stuff. And then as time went on, it got to be a bit of a mess because I wasn't really watching Legends. I thought Legends was a little like the last couple seasons of Legends. I wasn't really into it. Emergency Awesome stopped making videos about the Flash, I think around season 4. Stopped talking about it then.
Around the time Nora came in, around that time.
Probably for the same reason that I'm talking about now, is that he likes to do like breakdowns and stuff like that, and you can't really look. I'm all for funny stuff. Look, one of the things I love about Doom Patrol is Doom Patrol was just wild and wacky, but it's not a show you can review properly, in my opinion. You can't really review that show because every episode is like, oh, I love this, I love this, I love this. What are they going to do? Well, who knows? Because they could literally do anything, because the show doesn't have a sense of reality. And so that's kind of the weird thing, is surrealism is hard to review, which is why like Everything Everywhere All at Once, as much as I love that movie is wacky as fuck. It's hard to review that movie because it's just such a weird movie. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's a weird movie. But that's what I think about a lot of stuff. And honestly, if you think back, the success of some of the Marvel stuff on Disney Plus was because of the whole like fan theories about who's going to show up and everything. And the shows that didn't have that didn't do well. It's no surprise to me, like Ms. Marvel didn't perform as well, or Hawkeye didn't perform as well, except for the stuff about Kingpin and Daredevil, because of the fact that people just kept theorizing who was going to show up. And when you didn't have that kind of hype, it hurts the fandom. So I think one of the things that hurt DCTV was that they got away from sort of having those cool mysteries, and
yeah,
it sucks.
I will also say it's. I think even when they had mysteries, we knew about the mysteries like in advance, either from the trailers or photos that were put out
or Canadagraphs.
I mean, Red Death. We had Red Death.
Yeah.
Like if we just had Red Death, it could have been like, okay, is it Bruce Wayne? It would never going to be Bruce Wayne. But like you could theorize, is it Bruce Wayne? Is it Wallace Day? Is it Kate Kane? Is it Orion?
I think
Luke,
by the time we got Red Death, it was too obvious though.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like
obvious.
that's what I would have said it was, but there's still that like speculation within the things. Like maybe it's Kara Danvers from Earth 750. Like we don't, you know what I mean?
I was complaining on Twitter. I was complaining that people are sharing these set photos from Deadpool, and
I'm so mad about that.
Yeah, I got spoiled on the
me too. I was really mad.
Nice to see that.
I was
look. I'm not going to say it here because I don't know how many people in the chat haven't seen it yet.
Right,
but
that's why I didn't say it.
I honestly. I rarely get mad about spoilers because I typically I'm so numb to it anymore that I don't care. But I'm really looking forward to Deadpool 3.
Spoilers are they're going too far.
Deadpool 3 to me, it's one of those things where I would have loved to have seen that happen in the movie without being spoiled. I actually think spoilers have hurt movies. I think the Flash movie was hurt by spoilers. I think a lot of these movies are hurt by spoilers because people are leaking stuff so early. I don't know what they can do to stop this. Like, be more restrictive on like where they film, like set locations or whatever. But I'm just so over getting spoiled and everything instantly. Scoop, I hate the Scoop era. I hate it. I hate it.
Yes.
And it's like with that, like during the height of the DC TV era, that type of stuff was cool because yes, we had Canadagraphs in Vancouver getting stuff like that, but we didn't get those spoilers for Titans. We didn't get those spoilers for the shows filmed in Atlanta. Black Lightning, we didn't know what was gonna happen.
No.
And the stuff that happened in Black Lightning, Superman and Lois, the only spoiler we got for that was Superboy, the first look at Clark's suit, which Canadagraphs apparently took on a Nokia phone with a toilet paper roll attached to the camera. And first of all, the fact that everybody was online trying to blow the picture up and like bring it into HD so we could I think this is like the new 52 suit mixed with a little rebirth. It's darker. I said, why can't we just wait till we get it? But it's like,
well, look, I don't mind spoilers that are like that are vague. Like if you see a set photo that like you can see a leg behind like a trailer or something that kind of doesn't tell you exactly what it is. I'm like, okay, those are fun. But the stuff we're seeing for Deadpool is not.
Yeah,
Deadpool spoilers are not fun. And I've already put like Deadpool has already been in the muted words on my fucking Twitter now. It's like I'm not taking any chances because I have a feeling this is not the last big spoiler we're gonna see. From Deadpool. So But that era of DC TV where we kind of got set photos, but we didn't always know what they meant. One of the biggest mysteries for me, and this is what really blew my channel up, was the Man in the Iron Mask. That mystery from season 2
so good.
Blew my channel up. That like my channel went from like 5,000 subscribers to 15,000 subscribers in like that one season because of just that mystery. But that was one of those mysteries where we didn't have any scoopers spoiling it. Nobody knew who that character was. Right?
Literally
it was just
until the finale.
It was great.
Can you all remember, like, just speaking of that moment, can you all remember like how you felt when like they took that off and then we realized like we're diving deeper? I'm like, I was freaking out. Like,
I ran around the house.
Oh my god,
I can tell you right now. I will say this, and Paige and I've argued about this. I prefer season 2 over season 1 of The Flash as a season.
I do too. I do too.
I think it's got better episodes in it. I think season 1 is a better, like if you're just gonna have one season of a show, like where a story that
perfect one
season,
season,
whatever. Season 1 is the perfect one, and I think it's great because you get to meet the characters, all that stuff. But I think like there's very rarely a season 2 of a series where they do so good compared to season 1. And season 2 of The Flash, from a comic book standpoint, the way they weaved that story together with the Jay Garrick freak out, fake out or whatever, the whole thing, the Man in the Iron Mask, who is Zoom? How does he do what he does? He's dragging Barry down the fucking street by his neck. Like just that kind of stuff.
That was crazy.
Hey, but Kai is right about this. There is no other mystery in the Arrowverse bigger than Prometheus. Had everyone
Prometheus had
guessing
me
and theorizing,
rolling.
and everyone was wrong. I remember when Arrow tried to trick everyone into thinking it's Quentin. I do too. I do too.
I didn't know people thought that. That's hilarious to me that they thought it was
Yeah,
Quentin
because he woke
Lance.
up with the little star or whatever, and I was like,
That's
hell
so
no,
clearly
that's
a
not Quentin,
misdirect
is
to
it?
me.
No, but they played that so well because
Yeah,
how
right.
do you cast a guy as Adrian Chase, and then that's when you introduce Vigilante.
who wasn't Adrian Chase, right? So like that
Right.
I feel like the Vigilante was the biggest problem with that whole season, though. That story was
So
dumb.
if
But
they didn't reveal who it was, and they would have just
Until
kept
season
him like,
6, yeah.
if they wouldn't have done that dumb thing to try to get what was it, Dinah
Yeah.
trying to give her a storyline, a
Diana.
forced storyline. It's like, Arrow, how can you go from ass to peak?
I feel
to
like
ass.
the mistake they made with her was they were like, oh, we got rid of Black Canary. Now everybody hates us. So we need to bring in
Yeah,
another
that was
Black
dumb.
Canary.
Yeah.
So they brought her in, and then they're like, oh, well, we're just going to bring Katie Cassidy back as Earth 2 Black
It should have
Siren.
just been Earth 2 to start with. Like, people
Yeah.
Yes,
wouldn't even had a
yes.
big issue with that,
Actually, they
okay?
shouldn't have killed her off.
I agree. Although
I
prefer
like Earth 2 better.
Okay.
I prefer
yeah,
Earth 2
I
better,
was going to
yeah.
say what Darren said. Like, as much as I hate that they killed her off, Earth 2 Laurel was a much better
He's the
character
best
than
I
Earth
wish
1.
they would
Yeah.
have just written Laurel like that in the first
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Season
That's
8
true, too.
Laurel is peak. I think she's
Yeah.
so good in season 8.
Yeah.
That trio of her, Oliver, and Diggle, I
It's
wish
so
we would have had
good.
that the whole show.
It's so
I was
good,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh.
Add Roy in there and it's perfect.
Yeah,
Laurel's
my boy
story was
Roy.
just done. Don't forget that from Dad Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was stupid. When he put that on Twitter, I was like, really?
I mean, Mark Guggenheim said a lot of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like we've dealt with our share of like horrible directors and showrunners throughout all of DCTV. Like we said earlier, with Krypton, season 2 was just boring as hell. Like the Brainiac design on Krypton season 2, I love it. Seeing Lobo,
Yeah.
I like.
That's the only episode I
I'm like,
watched.
Lobo was cool, but it's just like that was scrawny Lobo. Like, I want to see big. Like, that's why I kind of hope Jason Momoa will be Lobo in like
Yeah.
in some
I think he
future
will be.
iteration of the DCU.
He fits the character.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason why he wouldn't by this point. Like,
Yeah.
he wants to be Lobo. Everyone else already thinks he's Lobo. Just make him Lobo. Like, there's no reason
Yeah,
not
just go
to.
ahead do it. Just go ahead. Do
Yeah,
it.
just do it. Like,
No,
if
no,
he's not Lobo, everyone will be like, "Wait, why?" Like,
hot
or
take.
just don't do Lobo.
Hot take. He's been lying. At the end of the post-credit scene for Aquaman 2, will be him like walking out on screen, just in full Lobo
Do you think
costume.
there will be one now?
Oh, they better
I
not.
can't see them doing an Aquaman 3. Like, I really can't.
I'm going to call it right
he's
now.
done. He's done.
I have a bad feeling about Aquaman 2. I don't think it's going to do
I don't
well.
think it's going to be good.
I don't
either,
think
yeah.
it's gonna
it's
do
not.
well.
No.
Like, I think it's gonna be good because the first
I
Aquaman
don't
was
think
good,
so.
but I don't think it's gonna do well in the
I don't
box
think it
office
will,
because
yeah.
people just don't care anymore.
I feel like this is one of those movies where they've done cut and paste because they've tried to reshoot
Yeah.
so much stuff that it's
Mhm.
just going to be a mess. Because I remember back last year when they showed, I think it was like the trailer or maybe even a clip from the movie at CinemaCon. A lot of the people that saw it came out and said that it was bad. They're like, the last act was really bad. It was just a really confusing mess
Yeah.
of fight scenes or whatever. And they basically redid that, I guess, because it's not continuing beyond, this movie.
Yeah.
But usually when there's this much studio interference, it ends up being like a Morbius moment, because that's what happened to Morbius. People that saw Morbius apparently said that it's like in the theaters, they saw it right after they watched the first trailer. They're like, if you watch that first trailer, 50% of the stuff in that trailer is not in the movie. You can clearly tell that they went in and like just edited the hell out of that movie.
Yeah.
So I feel like when studios do that, they kind of screw with the directors. I mean, David Ayer's never going to give up what the studio did to his Suicide Squad movie. So
Never. Like he was talking about it today.
I think it's gonna. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was laughing. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, I think it's just gonna be basic. Like, I think a lot of the DC movies this year would have done so much better like 4 years ago. Like Blue Beetle, Shazam 2, and Aquaman 2 all feel like they were made for like a 2018 world where you could just see a fun superhero movie and that's enough for people. But we're not in that world now. Like, there's so much of it. You can't just make a basic. I mean, I like a good basic superhero movie. I think they're great, but for modern audiences, for your casual audiences, they've seen that 100 times, and I think that's what Aquaman 2 looks like. It literally just looks like the first one, but like more stuff. So
conversation.
And that movie was over 5 years ago. So
yeah, it's
that's
been a while,
crazy
yeah.
to think about.
Golly.
It's about to be like the biggest like box office drop in history. Like that movie made a lot of money, man. Like it was crazy.
I don't know. I'm remaining optimistic.
They made $1 billion.
Think about this though. Aquaman and Captain Marvel both made $1 billion. The Marvels came out and did not make enough money to cover its production costs. I think Aquaman is on the same track for that as well. I don't think Aquaman's going to make
like
that.
$250 million, right?
But do you think Zaslav will pull a Iger and just throw the movie under the bus?
Probably.
Well, Iger threw the entire company under the bus.
I don't think they care though. I really truly don't think they care. I think this movie's coming out because it has to come out at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think they care because the next one doesn't start for over a year. So we're not going to see any DC we'll see some Elseworlds movies, but we're not seeing the DCU for another year. I don't think they care at this point. I think the writing's on the wall, and that's also why it's kind of wild to me to think that Marvel and DC are taking their break at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Which
I think it's good. I think it's really good.
If only Sony would take a break.
Listen,
what are you talking about? We got Madam Web next year. You're not excited about Madam Web?
Oh God, no.
I am. I'm kind of excited. I think
When
it's on the ass.
I'm
When
curious.
when they said Morbius, when they said it's the Morbius writers,
I checked out.
that.
Yeah, I was done.
Out of all of them that come out next year, that's the one I'm most positive about. So I think that tells you how bad next year's going to be.
When does Craven come out?
Next year.
You mean
February?
Craven?
No.
Craven the hunter that protects animals, but he hunts people.
God.
I actually think, isn't the story supposed to be that his father was originally the hunter and he doesn't want to?
Why are we stealing? Why are we stealing Zack Snyder's blueprint? Why do we need senior and junior villains?
Because Sony don't know what they're doing.
Here's the thing. I think this is the only way to do a Craven the Hunter movie like this. But then that comes up, should you be making a Craven the Hunter movie?
No.
You know?
They should have played Spider-Man 2 and said, oh hell, we can't release this.
Yeah.
Listen, it's cool because this movie gonna flop, and then when the MCU do Craven right, it'll be all good.
Yeah.
They're gonna bring it, and it's gonna be the same actor. They're gonna bring in Aaron Taylor Johnson.
He already played Quicksilver. They're not doing it.
Multiverse, man.
Multiverse.
I don't want that. No, leave him there.
Blade already played. Mahershala Ali already played Cottonmouth in a MCU.
Listen, no one paid attention to those shows though. So
I wrote my little notes here. This is what Sony should have done. Okay, this is me. Okay. I'm giving them. This is what they like. If I had a time machine, this is what I would have done. So they did the first Venom movie, which ended up being a success, like a sleeper hit. Nobody thought it was going to be massive, and it was. Venom 2, not so great, still made money for them. It's fine. Then we have No Way Home. They bring back Toby. They bring back Andrew. Everybody loves it. Everybody is screaming. Everyone. Look, we'll do a poll here out of the four of us. How many people wanted to see another Andrew Garfield movie after they saw No Way Home?
Okay. Love them.
So
yes,
they had all of that writing behind them. Andrew was down to come back as Spider-Man, right? So, and they have Sony has the rights to do that if they want because they own the film rights for Spider-Man, right? So why did they not go, we're going to take Andrew Spider-Man because Tom is already in the MCU. Let him stay in the MCU. We'll continue to do that or whatever. We're going to do an Andrew Spider-Man movie with Venom versing all of these villains that we have, like Craven and Morbius and all them, have an actual proper Spider-Man trilogy with Venom and Spider-Man crossing over with each other. And then you can tell the Madam Web story if you want later on, but have Andrew as the anchor, have Tom as the anchor of those two stories. You could even do a symbiote story with Peter Parker now because Tom is already established as Venom. You could have had a struggle with that. It could have been Venom versus Spider-Man. Could you imagine the money that would have been made if they would have done a Venom versus Spider-Man movie after they brought back Spider-Man 3 and introduced Venom in a post-credit scene or something?
Yeah. I'm still confused.
They dropped their bag.
It would have made $1 billion. I'm telling you now.
Oh, 100%.
Easily.
Because we're finally getting Peter Parker, but it seems like it's 10-year-old Peter Parker.
It is.
And
Wait, when does Madam Web take place? Because
Madam Web takes place in the early.
She's pregnant with him.
That's early 2000s.
Oh, okay, so it's a prequel.
Yep.
Yes, that's why it looks like that. I guess.
a prequel with a bunch of Spider Women in it, which I don't.
That doesn't make sense. How are they Spider Women already?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Look, I have no issue.
That just
Look,
pissed
I
me
have
off.
no
I just thought
issue.
about it.
Look, when it comes to extended families of superheroes, I love it. I'm always down for that.
Yeah.
You can add more and
I
more
do
and more.
too.
I'm good with that. But I don't understand how they exist before Spider-Man. That to me
Yeah.
is the part that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I get Madam Web, but not the rest.
Yes,
of it.
Madam Web makes sense. Yes, but the other
It's
ones
a very like Gotham type world where it's like it's kind of the same world, but we're changing things up.
Especially because Maddie
which is
Franklin
dumb,
literally
but
had the biggest crush on Peter Parker.
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
now the whole timeline is maybe Tom Holland's gonna show up and be like, hey, that's a version of me.
You know what? Also, what would have been perfect is Andrew Garfield he's obviously older now, so they can have him come back and do his Peter Parker,
Yeah.
whatever. They could introduce the live action Miles Morales with Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker
I think
in that
would
world.
work. Yeah.
In that world,
He'd do great at that, like mentor type
Yes.
character as well. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Especially
and,
after
like,
No
he's
Way
still
Home.
grieving over Gwen as well. Like he
You're
finds
right,
a new
Taj.
person.
That's
Yeah.
true. But after No Way Home, he'd be a perfect. Look what he did with Tom
Right.
Holland's Peter. He would have
Yep.
been a great
Yeah.
mentor.
Yeah.
What's up, Anthony? Like
Sony just
Sony dropped the ball, and then with Tom's basically saying like, I'm not gonna do Spider-Man 4 unless it feels right, bro.
Man
You're
one's
gonna
out
do-
so bad.
You're gonna do Spider-Man 4.
He wants to take a
regardless.
break. That's the issue.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
wants to take a break.
But he's
Like, let
had
the
a
man-
long break. Like that, I'm just
Yeah.
sitting back thinking, No Way Home
When did-
came
when
out
did
in
No Way Home come out?
2021, bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's only been 2 years.
And
But
they
still,
filmed
it
that
feels
like
like a long way
2020,
away.
right?
He wants to take like 4 or 5 years off.
Yeah. And honestly, I think he can do that. Like, do Spider-Man 4, do these like Avengers movies, and then take a couple years off of Spider-Man. There are so many other Marvel characters right now.
I
Even
think
if
that's
you
what
want,
they're trying to
do
give him,
Miles.
though.
Yeah, they're trying to give him that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let him have his break. Let him chill for
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think he has 3 more movies. I think it's Spider-Man 4, the 2 Avengers movies, and then again, I don't know. I don't think we kill him off because I think they'll want to bring him back.
No,
at some
definitely
point,
don't
but,
kill him
like,
off.
Give again, people love Miles right now. Everyone loves
look,
Miles. It's
With
so
Secret
great.
Wars, they could swap Peter with Miles if they wanted, because
Yeah.
that's an opportunity for them to do that. So in Secret Wars, they could actually have Peter meet Miles from another universe, like make that the thing. They
It
work
needs
together
to
throughout that
be-
entire movie.
It needs to be the Miles from the Across the Spider-Verse films.
I
They need to
disagree.
figure out. No,
You don't
because
have to. No.
I'm
I
only
wouldn't want
saying that. I'm only saying that because that version of Miles and the Miles from the video games are, let's just be completely honest, those are the only 2 versions that the general audience really knows. They don't read the comics. They don't know Miles from the comic. That's what pisses me off about people talking when they try to fan cast and fan cast Miles. They always picking actors with afros. It blows my mind. They pick
yeah.
actors
No,
with
'cause
afros
Miles.
or actors
No,
with dreads
I always-
now.
I always see Miles Brown get fan cast, and he's like half Latino, or whatever. So you
Yeah,
can
but
do it.
I mean,
I
you
don't
can
know
do
how
it,
old
but
he is now. He's like 18 or something like that.
I don't
now.
know. Like, I love the Miles from the animated movies, and I think that the perfect bookend to his story is going to be in the 3rd movie. I think.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let
if I
him be
wanna
his
see
own
that.
thing. Yeah.
no, I'm saying like don't like that could be the bookend to him, but since he's still that he's only like 15, 16. I think bringing him over into the live action universe, since we already seen that Spider, he could come over for like a movie or do like a team up film, not his own solo
Taj
film.
is telling you no, man. He's like, no, like
No.
Taj, you cannot play Miles, okay? You're too old. Well,
Who
you can
said
play
I
a
was
old
trying to play
version of
Miles?
I'll do it. It's fine.
I really,
Darren,
that would be
I really
controversial.
want-
You'd be all
Not
over the
that would
I-
break the
oh,
internet,
no.
dude. No.
yeah.
they could do this story now that they have Kingpin in the MCU. If they
Yeah.
want to be really, 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 really edgy, introduce, since the MCU Earth is 616, as they want to call it.
I don't. So
Introduce the
I
Miles
see what
that's
you're
on
saying.
616
What you're
that's
saying
an
does
adult.
make sense because he's already people know who he is and stuff. But I think that runs the risk of ruining the other 3.
I
Like it'll tarnish the
Yeah.
image of the other 3 if they don't do a good job with it.
Yeah.
I feel like they
True.
could use a version of him similar to the one from the other films, but not necessarily the exact same.
I
Just
think
let him
he's
do
in
his own
Secret
thing.
Wars.
You're
I
gonna
think
see
he makes a
people.
cameo.
Where's his afro?
Miles.
Where's his dreads?
Hmm.
And I correct. I said, are you just
So if that's the
fan
case,
casting this
if
TikTok
we
dude
see
'cause he has
Miles,
afro?
if we see Miles, do you think we'll see young T'Challa in Secret Wars?
No, I think
maybe
it
at
won't
the
be
end.
young T'Challa. It'll
like
be
a version of him, like
a
that's
time
grown up or
travel
whatever.
variant. Yes,
I think we end the movie with a time jump with him.
Damn, that's too far though. Like I don't want a time jump because he only 6.
I wouldn't want that.
You gotta skip like 7, 8 years for him to be an adult. I don't want that.
Okay. We're at least 3 years out from that movie coming out, right? At least 3-4 years. He's 6 currently, so 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's still way too young.
Yeah,
but my thing is,
at the most, he's like 13.
How would they convince? Do you think Shuri would just make another synthetic?
And you have to make her older.
Yeah.
Do you think she would just make another heart-shaped herb just to give to this kid randomly?
I mean, to be fair, there's a million ways they could give him powers between now and when he gets like.
And she made more at the end of the movie.
He could be a mutant for all we know.
Or whatever.
I would prefer if they just didn't. Like, I would prefer if they let her have a good 10 years as Shuri, and then, like, obviously you have to recast him.
Don't force
it. Take your time.
I would say
going anywhere.
Would we be cool with the next like Black Panther movie showing like Shuri training him a little bit as a kid, like showing him
as long as she's still Black Panther? Yeah,
that'd be fine. Yeah.
I mean her as Black Panther, but like sort of prepping him to take the mantle away. So
I would prefer if she takes more, like if she's Black Panther, but he's training to be king. I think that could be a really fun.
M'Baku's king right now.
Yeah, but not forever.
I get that, unless he have a kid or something. We don't know what's happening next, you know.
I'm an M'Baku stan, so I'm okay with.
I love him. That was
I am too. Right,
he's amazing.
Let him be king. Shuri be Black Panther.
I wanted him to be Black Panther. I wanted.
I did too.
Black Panther.
I did too. I was one of the people that was like, even though I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, I was like, so yeah. I mean, could you imagine just the size of him in that suit? Like,
it's a Hulkbuster suit.
like Namor better pack it up. That would be it. Like I'm just saying, if he had the black, like, can you imagine M'Baku with the powers of Black Panther going against Namor? That would have been.
I think Namor still would have beat him.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they nerfed him a little bit for
him to fight Shuri.
Well, that's because Shuri was like, if I keep him away from the water, he'll be weaker or whatever.
If he was fighting T'Challa, it'd have been a different story.
Yeah. No, when Shuri ripped the wing off his foot,
that was hilarious. It just dropped.
I felt that though, because I'm like, he basically killed a bird. I felt that. I said,
it grows back.
But he's got a healing factor, so it'll.
I know
it grows back.
It was still gross.
It was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say right now, nobody, like, because of all the drama with him, nobody's even talking about him coming back. So I don't know what that's gonna look like.
I hate that though.
But the thing is that drama stopped. Like,
yeah, I heard nothing about it.
Like that drama stopped. They said some other stuff about like the like when the lady accused Jamie Foxx a few weeks ago, but apparently in his statement,
not Jamie Foxx. I love Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, apparently
he did get
this lady tried to accuse him of this like a few years ago, and nothing stuck. So now she's trying to do it again, and it's just like, okay, you're trying to see what you can get since some law just ran out now, and now people who have suffered, like I don't want to quote unquote it, but like people like they can just come forward now, and it's like a list of celebrities that have been accused and are being sued. It's a whole weird. That's why I don't want to be in Hollywood.
Well, has there been? I know that there was a slight update too. Have you heard anything else about Jonathan Majors at all?
I've heard
it
nothing.
was something.
Wait, I did hear something.
It was something that she had like recordings of him telling her to act a certain way or something like that. It was something that came out.
Oh,
something.
I thought something came out that she still like recanted her entire statement too or something.
No, this just came out like today or something like that. I saw it earlier.
I
forgot where I saw it. It was like someone posted about it on TikTok or Twitter or something. It was one of those two. I didn't like the post or like reshare it because I scrolled past it real quick, then came back to it.
I mean, look, we've got a whole year for Marvel to make their mind up about stuff now because like they're obviously gonna just focus on Deadpool, which by the way, I don't think there's any reality where Deadpool 3 doesn't make a ton of money. I think that movie is gonna do so much
especially
money.
What's going on.
They're gonna treat Kang. They're gonna have Kang in that movie.
Kang is about to be out, man.
No, he's not.
He's about to be out, bro.
I don't just kill Kang.
I don't see him being. I don't see Kang being out. I see Kang being recast. They will recast.
They haven't done enough with him though. I don't care that much.
They will recast.
Obviously, don't care.
They will recast somebody in a minute.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm calling this. If they announce, like, if they came out tomorrow and said, yo, Doctor Doom is the next big bad. Here's the cast.
No one
People would
care.
forget about Kang.
Exactly.
Kang would disappear.
I think
I'm not disagreeing with that. They would, but then they would have to. I just feel like
only Loki and Ant-Man focused on anything Kang.
Yeah.
Nothing else did.
Yeah, because the thing is, the Marvels didn't need to focus on Kang.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you get rid of him, no one's gonna really care.
Yeah.
He was in 2 things. A lot of people aren't watching Loki, unfortunately, and
Yeah.
Ant-Man didn't do well.
Frankly, without spoiling the end of Loki, you could technically say that he basically dealt with Kang. Like Kang is done, because the end of Loki makes it so Loki, without spoiling it again, if Loki don't want Kang to exist, I mean, it's pretty much like he's not going to exist. So
True.
I mean, they could have done that. I don't know why they didn't do that, but
I think they're probably waiting to see what happens.
I think Kang is in Kang Dynasty, but I don't think it will be Kang Dynasty. Like, I think they're going to change it to either like Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2, or they're going to do something with Doom. But I think he's going to be in the movie, because if he just never appears again, I'm going to be a little disappointed, because I do feel like
I will say this,
so much setup.
It's kind of weird that you mentioned that, because I thought the same thing when they took the writer from Secret Wars and gave them Kang Dynasty, because now it seems like they're just going to make it like Endgame or Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah.
But that's what it was always going to be anyway. Like, really, like it was always going to be one long story, but they just had 2 different titles for it. So,
but I mean,
that's what I assume.
About it, do you, if you think about it, Kang's not going to have anything to do with Captain America 4, aka Hulk 2. It's not going to have anything to do with that.
That's going to piss me off.
Not going to have anything to do with Deadpool.
Blade. He's not going to have anything
to do with Blade.
I think he would have a thing with a Deadpool 3. Apparently, it's supposed to really set up, just like
it's supposed to be it's supposed to be the TVA mainly having something to do with it.
Yeah, but I still think it's supposed to set up that movie.
I mean,
even
yes,
if
but
Kang
I mean,
doesn't appear.
You could tease Kang all you want. You can do.
Yeah.
They could have a CGI purple Kang if they want to. Like use the alien version of Kang. Or
I will say this.
Barney.
So here's the deal. Question: if Deadpool 3 comes out and they use Kang, but it's a completely different like CGI Kang that is like of somebody voice acting him, he's not Jonathan Majors at all. Are we pretty much under the assumption that means Jonathan Majors may not be Kang in the Kang Dynasty if that happens?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think he's gonna.
They're still moving forward with Kang. They're taking their time, and if anything more prominent comes to the surface, they'll just recast the role.
But that, you know what that statement is like? I could read that back and tell me there's no accountability in that. There's no accountability in that statement, because you can be wrong and right at the same time. Because then if he gets recast, Daniel will be like, well, I told you they decided to change their mind afterwards or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like those kinds of statements are so nebulous. Like there's nothing there that's set in stone.
Yeah.
That's a completely like, I don't have to take responsibility for this tweet. I mean, think about it. We could say the same thing. Like, you know, with Jason Momoa. Well, he's in talks to be Lobo, but doesn't mean anything.
Sure.
I mean, it's just we gotta wait. It's a watch this space type situation.
That was such a long pause of silence.
I'm just trying to. No, I was watching some. Apparently, Mahershala Ali is I guess he saw a copy of the Blade script.
He likes the script. Yeah. He's happy with it.
Thank God.
But he was already Cottonmouth. How will that work? How is Blade Cottonmouth?
No one watched Luke Cage, man.
A lot of people watch Luke Cage.
They have now said it's not canon.
It's canon. It's another multiverse.
It's a very.
They have confirmed anything that wasn't directly Marvel Studios is now on another timeline.
So,
by the way,
Blade look like Cottonmouth?
How does Peter Parker look like both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield?
That's true. But how does J. Jonah Jameson look like J. Jonah Jameson?
Well, in the Raimi universe, he had hair. MCU, he's bald.
Yep. 2 different people.
He's bald. He's bald across the Spider-Verse universe too, though.
And he got like a blog or YouTube channel, whatever he streamed from. And no way.
That's true. Basically sitting in his basement or whatever. Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah.
The fact that he got famous off of his Spider-Man slander is hilarious.
Hey, man.
He gets
They got him the hits. They got him the hits, right?
He gets
him the hits.
Yeah, it definitely did. But I mean,
honestly, he would thrive on YouTube right now.
yeah,
He would.
Just
He
fake
has the
videos.
personality and
videos on
everything.
Spider-Man. But how do you guys feel about these Spider-Man 4 rumors? Like, why are they so obsessed with Peter having longer hair? I be seeing this stuff. I'm like,
Because
does his hair
Tom has longer
matter?
hair right now. Tom has longer hair right now.
I'm like,
So
does Peter Parker's
all it
hair
is.
length matter?
no.
Like, I didn't think that affected his powers or story in any way, shape, or form. Like,
Wait, you talking about like the multiverse stuff? Like people like the rumors of like multiverse and
saying
stuff like
Spider-Man 4 will be multiverse, or Spider-Man 4 is gonna be like a team up with him and Daredevil. I'm like, why would you do another multiverse Spider-Man story? No, we need to find out what's going on with his life right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
He's
how is
poor.
he's
he
poor.
broke.
He ain't got no family. Don't nobody know who he is.
Yeah.
Well, all his family gone.
Yeah. It's not another multiverse
It's so
story.
sad. Oh my god.
I said this last week. I think the post-credit scene is a setup for Kang Dynasty. I do not think
Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, I think it's literally. I literally think the ending is like Venom, like coming through the multiverse or something, and that sets up the.
No, he left a speck of the symbiote. At the bar.
Or it's literally just Venom, because isn't Venom a big part of the like Secret War comic stuff?
Yes,
like, it's not a big part of the story.
Yeah, the first
so it's probably literally just Venom. That's probably what it is.
Wait, how is that going to work? Who's going to break
Tom
Peter
pop
out?
Up with that goddamn black suit? I'm gonna lose my mind in that theater.
But seriously though, like, who's going to help break Peter out of the symbiote's control? He has nobody.
He gonna run into Ned.
The other Spider-Man? I don't know.
I mean, the thing about it is that they could. Peter's smart, right? I mean, he's a scientist, so I mean, he could figure something out. I mean, the other thing is that they're introducing the Fantastic Four. You know, they could just make it so that's the first people that he beats is the Fantastic Four.
No, oh my god!
I need the cast.
Eric, you need to write that, bro. Write it, send it to Marvel. You just struck gold with that, because they can literally rip that from the comics page.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Future Foundation. You do that
because think about it. Nobody in the MCU knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Like that's all been erased. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Which
that.
is not going to last. Like especially if he's leading the movie. Like if he if the rumors are true and he's like the lead of like the Kang Dynasty film, everyone on that team's going to know he's Spider-Man. Like there's no way around it. Like I don't know. It's whatever.
I do think Peter needs more spider people on this main Earth though. Like he needs somebody.
It's coming for sure.
If Sony give him up,
that's the problem. Is Sony has to approve all of it.
They're not gonna give him up.
Sony wants to keep that money.
Yeah, I mean they're splitting it with Marvel now. Like it's split down the middle. They both made $1 billion off of No Way Home.
But he wasn't Hobgoblin for a long time, though. I don't want them to force a story on Ned to be the villain. We've seen
I can't take him seriously as a villain.
We've seen Peter's best friend be a villain twice. The first time was good. The second time, he looked like he had herpes. Okay, so yeah.
Oh god, the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Oh god,
that was rough. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to see that again.
That's why he needed Peter's blood, though, right? Because of that reason.
I hated that. And Dane DeHaan, he gave his all to that. Like, I rewatched it when it was on Netflix like last month. He gave his all to that. I need your blood. The only thing that could cure me will be Spider. Like, Peter, you're not even trying to disguise your voice.
He's actually a good actor too.
He's a great actor. They just gave him like trash material. And then like when he was like,
I know we're all thinking it, but something I would like to see return is a sequel to the Fantastic Four from 2015. I think we need a sequel for that one.
Where the thing he just left. He left completely. Oh, will the thing wear pants?
Oh yeah, wasn't he naked, bro?
Yeah, he was naked. He was naked the entire movie.
Balls out.
He was naked the entire movie. Reed didn't learn how to control his body.
Listen, Michael B. Jordan is not going back.
He was being held together with springs.
I will say this:
they on his arm.
Michael B. Jordan
straight up,
flip a switch to control his power.
Michael B. Jordan was the best part of that movie.
He was amazing.
He was.
I mean,
I hope he gets to like go
was
back
the only-
into that character. Like he was
the
really
only
good.
member that had like any personality. Like,
Remember
everyone
how
else
people
was-
were complaining about him being in the movie in the beginning, and then he comes in and he's the best character in the
Yep.
whole
Yeah,
fucking
easily.
movie? Like,
I
and then
said,
he
did
went on
he
to the
really have
MCU
to
and
shave
became a
though?
great
Like
character.
naked face Johnny Storm did not have to be
He
naked.
did look weird. He
No,
did
when they
look
killed,
weird.
hey, the saddest scene of that movie was when their dad died, though. Like that. After that, I fell asleep. But that hit me right here.
that's
like,
another
dang.
movie where I don't know what the final product would have looked like if the studio wouldn't have stepped in, because apparently the first half of the movie is the director's actual vision, and the
Yeah.
second half was a lot of reshoots. So I'm
Oh, and
wondering.
there's very clear, like there's a clear cutaway from where,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this is good. Oh, wait, no, this movie's different. Like, there's
Yeah,
a
they tried
clear
to
cut
they
and
tried to give
dry.
it they tried to make the final act an MCU movie basically, and it
Yeah.
didn't work because up until that point the movie was like a sci-fi horror type movie, and it just didn't work.
It's also really short, right? Like, it's a very
Yeah.
short movie.
Hey, her hair changed and limbs so much.
By the way, I need people to start respecting Doctor Doom. I know his name is kind of silly, but we're talking about a character that is one of the smartest characters in the entire Marvel cinematic or entire Marvel comic universe. On top of that,
strongest.
he's a magic user like Doctor Strange. So this is
Yeah.
somebody who
Yes.
combines technology and magic together, which makes him a very interesting character. And they just keep fucking it up. Like
the first film where he shows up and he's getting his powers, and it's like the prosthetics used for like his metal exterior, like the fingertips. Like I rewatched that too, and I said, those are so clunky and big, and like you hear them clicking together in in his mics and stuff. I'm like, why does Doom have to look like this?
Any character in live action that needs more redemption than Doctor Doom. I think Doctor Doom has been done so
there hasn't
dirty.
been a good one yet. There hasn't been a good like live action one.
And it's
There's
because
only been two, right?
I will say that no, there's three, because there's also that one
three?
from the 90s that was bad.
At least
There's
the one from the 90s was somewhat comic accurate and didn't have metal
but look,
melted on him.
The problem with Doctor Doom, right? This is the problem. Think about it. His name is Victor Von Doom. He goes by Doctor Doom, right? Which is corny as fuck. But his character, the storyline of his character, everything that goes along with that character is a really good story from the comics.
Yeah.
So the problem is they try to bring him into the movies. They're like, we don't want to give him the same name because the name is stupid, right? But then they're like, they also don't want to give him the same story from the comics because he's got such a rich history, like a long fucking history. His history as a character is almost as prolific as the Fantastic Four. It really is like a parallel history.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to do that. I'm hoping that Marvel nails it, that they actually take the time to really make that character work, because up until now he's just been like the opposite Reed Richards, and that's not really who his character is in the comics. I mean,
Kevin Feige will be on set every day for that movie. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he hates Reed, but not just for all the dumb reasons that the movies make it happen.
The movies, he just wanted to bone Sue the whole time in the first
right. Like, what was that?
I think he gets his own project. Like, I think you really take your time to either give him a movie or like a show.
He needs a series.
Yeah.
His history is too massive for him to just have one movie. Like, he needs a series.
The second Doom was terrible. I'm sorry. From the design, from him coming back from the the negative zone where they were at, where they went, and
what was he?
Him wrapping the tarp, and he's basically like, bro. First of all, at least get a suit of, because you're just walking around with melted metal. You're naked. The entire time.
They love nudity in that movie. Thing was naked. Dr. Doom was naked.
Like you're naked, and you have no muscle mass. You have no muscle mass, and you're wearing this big ass cloak around your head and shoulders, and just walking around, just standing. So I'm like, bro, that's. I'm like, why are you?
Josh Trank thought he did something. He thought he cooked with that one. He looked at that. He's like, oh, this is dope. Yeah, EDM sex doll. What the hell?
He did, because it was the poses. I'm like, bro, like you're poking your butt out. You got your hands flared all up. You're standing on your tippy toes in one scene. I said, you really expect them to take you seriously? And the way they defeated him was so easy. Johnny, fly around him. Sue, cover him with a force field. And what is?
Didn't they do that in the first movie?
Yes,
like the original 2004 one.
Yes.
That one was fun though.
Fox said we did it the first time, but then they just like coated him in metal and froze him. But I hated that from the first one because I'm like, that's not Doom. Like Doom is in a
never forget what they did to him. Share this. This was Doom from 2015.
Oh God.
Like covered in molten what
that looks like CW Red Tornado.
Nah, you know what? I think the CW Red Tornado.
Oh, CW does a lot better than that, especially in recent years.
God, he looked like 3PO.
At least the mask in the original films was real. That my only issue I had, like with both films, is like Dr. Doom. It's a suit. Just put it on. Don't melt it on him.
Why does his teeth look like keyboards? I'm leaving it alone. Jesus Christ.
I think, like, why do you have to melt him into it? Oh, like the first one was him turning into metal.
Right.
The second one is, well, we're just gonna melt you with whatever is from the like the thing becoming a like cool. That's in some scenes from the comics. Like rocks covered his body. I get it. Johnny, when he got his powers, that was kind of graphic in the second movie. Like you're just in there burning. Like you're burning up. I'm like, cool. But Doom, don't turn him into the Metal Man. Like it's weird. And they keep Feige, please give us comic accurate Doom for once.
He will.
I don't care if you put him in an Iron Man suit and adapt that comic. If you adapt that comic, I'll be happy.
Oh, people would be so pissed.
Yeah,
you start.
Why everything have to be about Iron Man?
I would be fine. No, dude, when he became Iron Doom, that was dope though.
Yeah, but not everyone read the comics, so they're gonna be like, "Oh, he doesn't look how he look," and then be mad about it.
Oh, people
even though half of them didn't even read the damn comics.
They just have to do a good job. If they ever do Galactus, I don't want him to be a big cloud.
I don't think he will be.
Let's not go.
I don't think he will be. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think Marvel would do that. Like Marvel does some weird shit, but I can't imagine them going, "Yeah, that people hated that so much. We're gonna do that again."
Let's bring it back.
Sticker Wars.
That was dumb anyway. Which, by the way, I think the only thing good about that second Fantastic Four movie was Silver Surfer. That's literally the only good thing about it.
And them switching powers back and forth, I thought that was dope. Seeing Chris Evans in his
he said that he would come back for that though. Like if in Secret Wars, he'd be like a different version of Human Torch. I would actually
over Cap, man. I want him over Cap any day.
But he can't because he was Cottonmouth on Luke Cage.
Darren, you're trying to trigger me, right?
What?
You say him over Cap.
Yeah, no, I know him coming back as Johnny over him coming back as Cap.
Okay.
Yeah,
he could be both though. They could bring him back as both if they wanted.
Yeah, I don't.
Could you imagine them meeting each other? Could you imagine the two of them meeting each other? That would be funny.
That's the issue. He all old right now and wrinkly.
I'd prefer. I don't know. Because I do think Sam needs to be the spotlight. Like if you full on bring Cap back in these upcoming movies,
I think
no one's going to care about Sam.
I actually think they should bring Cap over from a reality where he never stopped being Captain America, so he'll still be like normal age or whatever. And then bring over Johnny Storm as well, so they can see each other. You know, and because could you imagine? Because imagine the validation that Sam would have being Captain America to see Steve Rogers, who still exists as Captain America in Another World, come over and just acknowledge that, you know, that he would have made the same decision. You know what I mean? Like, looks like you can say it looks good on you. Something as simple as that, I think, would be really cool. So,
hey, good job, kid, or something.
I hope his movie is a Captain America movie. Like, I get the Hulk stuff is going to be in it. I'm nervous about that though.
I think half those characters are cameos or like small parts of it. Like, I still think
Thunderbolt Ross,
like she was in a lot of it.
Thunderbolt Ross is not a cameo.
Oh, of course not. No.
Harrison Ford is in
but
a lot
like
of that
Betty,
movie,
I don't think Betty's going to be like 90 minutes. No, I think she's in like 2 minutes.
Oh no.
I also want to point out, maybe I'm in the minority on this one because I was saying it when we were watching the series, and a lot of people disagree with me, but I still feel like, from a cinematic point of view, like the standpoint of being Captain America and taking over the mantle, that either Sam should get some sort of suit that gives him enhanced strength or whatever, or he should have gotten some sort of enhanced strength, because it's not going to make a lot of sense for him to be Captain America flying around fighting people in that suit, because essentially he's Falcon with the shield.
What does he have in the comics though? Besides, he can.
I don't know,
because
because right now in the comics, he beating the hell out of people right now, and I don't understand. He beat the hell out of Venom.
He beat the hell out of Black Panther.
What is going on? Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He bodying everybody.
Him and T'Challa was going. They were beating each other ass.
To me, look, I'm not a stickler on a lot of the shit, but for me, it's a little weird when you're going up against people that have like superpowers and you're just beating them like that. Like,
yeah, that's true.
You know, look, I'm not against it. I just feel like there should be something like, oh, there's nanotech in my suit or something that like gives him a little edge.
The Wakandans made his suit. I would say there's some sort of vibranium lining in there.
No, I'm sure there is, but like I feel like like for example, when Hawkeye and Black Widow are fighting in Age of Ultron, and there's this moment where Hawkeye is talking about
when he's talking to Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, and he tells her, he's like, look, because both him and Black Widow are essentially just assassins fighting, you know. Yeah, and so he's like, look, I'm just a guy with a bow and arrow, whatever. And that hit me because I'm like, that's is like
a great scene.
Yeah, it's like putting Batman in the middle of all the battles with the Justice League. Like he's essentially just a regular guy out in the field. Yeah. And I feel like there's a little bit of charm to that. But we're talking about someone who is like the flagship character of the Avengers. And I just feel like it's a risk, right? Because like you wouldn't send Tony Stark out without his Iron Man suit because it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So with Falcon, when he was fighting with other people supporting him, that's one thing. But now he is the main dude. So I feel like he should have like an extra oomph to him, like maybe a little bit of this like technology in the suit, something that sort of puts him over that edge. Because I'm totally down with him being Captain America. I'm excited for the movie, but I just wish that he had like a little more power behind him. That's all. Like
I will say, I kind of like there's part of me that kind of likes the idea that he's the only one on the team that doesn't have any powers.
True.
Like he's just a man, and he's out here fighting these fights while he's around gods and like mutants and stuff. But he's there with a shield and some wings, and he's giving it his all. And I think that's kind of what made Captain America so special to begin with. Was he's like ultimately he's just a man. Like he's not like the Hulk or anything. Yeah, that's true. But he was.
Can you imagine had he went up against Thanos without the super?
He would have died.
And he was just like had the hammer. He'd got.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, like to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense to see Sam fighting against someone like Kang or Doctor Doom, like Cap was fighting without having any sort of like, you know, I guess extra to it. I think eventually they will. I don't think he'll get super soldier serum, but I think that there will be technology that'll like assist him because
that goes on
enhance like his body mass or something.
Right. You know. Yeah, I feel like that's the case.
But before we wrap it up, I'm wondering, now that we're talking about Captain America 4, we know that Torres will be back. For those in the chat that know about Torres and his tenure as Falcon, he's basically a mutant.
Yeah.
Now that we have introduced mutants, do you think he's gonna wear a suit, or do you think he'll have the mutation where he grows the wings?
I think he's gonna wear the suit. Yeah, I think he's gonna wear a suit.
Dang.
That doesn't mean that
I really want him to grow the wings. I really want.
I mean, he might eventually, but I think in the beginning he's just going to be wearing the suit. I don't think it's going to be any wings or whatever. Because here's the deal: if you introduce that, and then he's going to be supposed to be secondary to Sam, how does that work? I mean, essentially, like what can Sam offer him as a mentor with if he's a mutant with wings like that? Like him having the technology, it makes sense that Sam is a mentor, but how is Sam going to mentor somebody that literally has wings growing out of their body? Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
True. That's why, well, at least make his wings on his suit look like actual wings, like they did for Sam that one time.
I think they will. I think his wings are going to look different, probably.
Do you think he'll keep? Did Torres have? Torres didn't have red wing when he was Falcon, did he?
No.
Do you now? Better question. Do you think it's going to be his colors? Do you think it's going to be green, or do you think it's just going to be?
I think it'll be green.
I don't think it's going to be like exactly the same like shade of green, but he will definitely be green. His suit will be green. Because think about it, if they make it gray, how boring is that going to be? It's literally just the old Falcon suit that Sam was wearing. Because remember, he took the suit from the broken parts from Sam, and I think he's going to just make it his own. Probably.
Yeah.
He's probably been training with it outside of where we're not watching it and everything. So
just imagine when Bucky shows back up to meet up with Sam. You have a sidekick now.
I don't know. I don't know when we're going to see Bucky again because I know they said he's not going to be in the Captain America. So you think that's we're going to see him again?
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, he's like the lead of that movie, practically.
One of them.
Yeah, him and
he's the Rick Flag of the Thunderbolts.
I'll be honest,
Wait, hold on. Speaking of, hold on.
He's Rick Flag of the Thunderbolts.
I'll be honest,
he's
like
Rick Flag.
straight up, like as a character, I know. Look, no disrespect to Steve Rogers, Captain America, or whatever, but I think Bucky's a more interesting character. I think Bucky's story is more interesting than Captain America's, to be honest, throughout the MCU.
Well, I mean, Bucky Barnes is now Donald Trump, so
that threw me off. I was like, what the hell?
Ooh, when did you get that?
Just the other day.
That's
I ordered
pretty dope.
I ordered a
need to
bunch of
give me one.
Funkos. Cheap, very cheap deal. They were like $2 a pop. I was like, I have to get a bunch of these.
Yeah, Amazon got a sale right now. Definitely check Amazon.
I'll tell you right now, like it's still to me two of the best fights in the MCU, hands down, would be the fight between Iron Man, Captain America, and Bucky at the end of Civil War. Fight
It's
scene,
brilliant. Yeah.
The other one is when Captain America runs into the Winter Soldier for the first time in the streets in Winter Soldier when they're fighting with the daggers and stuff.
Definitely.
That whole movie is so good.
I watched it the other day and I was just like, this movie is still so good.
It hits so hard. That scene goes so hard. The fight scenes in that.
So well.
Yes.
Sam has to get a fight on that caliber or it's not worth it. Because
I hope they don't just make them fly.
The fats, the fats. The fight, the fights that he had in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they were cool, but you were still getting your butt kicked.
You know what? The best two scenes in that show for me was the bar scene when Bucky goes in and has the fight in the bar. That's a dope ass scene, and when Bucky has to fight against John in that warehouse, like where it's like all three of them fighting or whatever. Other than that, I have to say when the
arm.
Dora Milaje come in and rip off the arm.
That was so good.
She did like a whole bunch of taps and it just dropped.
He said, wait, you can basically like you can do, huh? You can do that?
That's what Sam need to do. He need to go get trained by the Dora Milaje.
Yep, absolutely.
But the thing is, the opening fight scene, it's like they nerfed Sam from there on out because he was bodying them people from plane to plane to plane.
I think that show proves that they have to do something with him superhuman wise to make it work because otherwise
I get what you mean.
Because I mean, like in that show, all of the major fight scenes, even the final battle when they're in the city and he's showing up as Captain America for the world for the first time or whatever, even in that moment, it's just not as dynamic. And I do believe they said that one of the things they're doing with the fourth Captain America movie is they didn't feel like the fight scenes or the battles were as exciting as they were in the other Captain America movies. And if you don't do that, I can tell you right now, there's a bunch of haters drinking haterade right here on YouTube right now, that if that movie comes out and those fight scenes aren't good, they are going to be nonstop talking about how bad that movie is because of the fight scenes.
They're going to do that either way.
But I feel like there could be more. I mean, look, if Marvel recognized that it was not good for whatever reason and they need to reshoot it, then clearly they saw something wrong with it. So I feel like we're going to get something really good. You know, and it's one of those weird things where they're arguing about him being Captain America when it was already done in the comics. Like it's not like the MCU created it. This was something that was already in the comics.
Same thing with Miles Morales.
And the thing is, like, those Spider-Man movies get hate, and they're some of the greatest movies, like comic book movies ever made. This movie's definitely going to get hate, you know, with like the original trilogy being, in my opinion, again, one of some of the greatest like comic book movies ever made. So I think this movie's going to, like, for those audiences, the people that hate stuff, they're going to hate this movie no matter what happens. Like, they're going to think it's awful and that Chris Evans should come back and whatever the heck they say.
They might like it because it's a man.
True, Tosh. That's true. Are you wrapping things up, Lance?
Yeah, but
or did something? Wait, no. Did you see something come across your screen? You look like you're looking at something.
This Jonathan Major stuff. He's trending on Twitter.
Apparently,
he told old girl that she needed to act more like Coretta Scott King.
Yeah, and Michelle Obama.
And Michelle.
Yeah.
What?
Now people are talking about what is he telling Megan Good?
Hey, you ain't gotta tell her nothing, bro. Let me tell you something.
This is turning into like the Real Housewives shit. Like it's just a bunch of like dumb shit. You know what I mean?
Just recast him at this point. He's over with. Oh my god.
And apparently that was in the recordings. That was what they found on the recordings was him telling her that. That's what I read anyway. So And also he said something like, this is going to be really good for you, but you need to start acting accordingly or something like that to one of the girls. I don't know which one it was, but
He said that
basically
he was
telling
a
her that she's
monster.
lucky. She's lucky that she's with him is essentially what he was saying.
This is going back to September 2020. Wow.
There goes Creed 4.
He won't be in Creed 4
No,
anyway.
no,
so.
no way.
I can't recall a time, I'm trying to think in my head, where somebody literally had the world at their fingertips like Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
And then almost immediately just everything is gone. Like it was almost overnight. Yeah.
Wow.
Like this is somebody who was
so
about to line
bad.
up. He was about to be the face of the MCU for the next like 3 years.
Yeah.
This is so bad. Why would he tell that girl that? Woo. Megan Good probably. They probably went home and she said, "John, what is this?"
I hate to tell you, Lance, but I don't think you're ever going to be able to put that picture back up. I think that picture is just needs to stay put away.
Yeah.
Forever. Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
it's up. Take it down. Just take it down.
Yeah.
Get a Doom poster, Lance. It's fine.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so bad. Let me find a Tom Holland poster. He does nothing wrong.
He needs her to act more like Michelle Obama, whatever the fuck that means. Like, I guess.
What does that?
That is so funny.
Scott King, don't get off the bus seat. What? What is he supposed to do?
Oh.
Ooh. Wow. Well, at least Tom Holland is being all wholesome with Zendaya. I think this is the longest Spider-Man relationship ever.
You know what I'll say with this is Tom is probably sitting back going, I'm not stupid. I see what's going on in Hollywood right now. I'm just gonna I'm not gonna say
Hollywood.
anything he says.
You can tell he does not like
he doesn't like it.
He likes being an actor, but you can tell he hates the business of it all.
I can respect that though.
100%,
I can respect that because look, there's a lot of people that are in industries where they don't like the way the industry functions, but they still like what they're doing. And so I respect the fact that he's like, look, I'm gonna stay out of all of this. Like, I don't want to be involved in it whatsoever. Just leave me out of it. Like that's cool. And actually it'll probably benefit his career like moving forward because if he's not involved in all this drama, you can't, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So basically he's like, if I don't say anything controversial, it's never going to be recorded. It'll never pop up. You're never going to catch me in somebody's DMs. I'm never going to ask anybody to act like Michelle Obama. Not going to happen.
As we wrap it up,
it doesn't spoil things. It's a nice picture of a dog.
As we wrap things up, I don't know why Dogpool is so ugly because Dogpool is not ugly in the comics. But yeah, Dogpool.
That's an adorable dog. Leave him alone, Lance.
Licking that cancer-ridden face.
I would not be licking his face though.
Yeah, me either. Wait, does Dogpool? What if the dog has cancer too, though?
Don't say that.
Don't put that into the world.
Yeah, don't do that.
What?
That's so
you
sad.
Monster.
It's nothing, man. There's nothing worse than a puppy.
So they just went and found the world's ugliest dog.
Yes. No, it's not ugly. It's an adorable little baby, and I will hold it and love it
him
forever.
But I'd like to thank Taj, Darren, and DJ Eric for joining me today. Taj is going to be posting a few videos over the next couple of days. Darren has the pipeline on Thursday. What time are you going? What time
tomorrow,
are you going? Oh, it's tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow, 4:00 pipeline. Doom Patrol episode.
4 a.m. 4 a.m. guys.
I have
4
not
a.m.
watched that show at all.
4 a.m. Who's getting up at 4 a.m. to watch the pipeline?
Jesus Christ.
And Eric, are you doing your special Saturday podcast this week?
Yeah, I mean, we're still doing the thing on Saturday. I don't have a name for it yet. We'll come up with a weird name. I don't know.
Okay, so they're doing the thing on Saturday.
They did the thing.
Doing the thing.
I think the joke is gonna be it's just not gonna have a name until the after party comes back. It's probably what the joke is gonna be.
But yeah, so make sure you guys go check out their channels this week. And let's not forget the most important rule of all that we have learned today. Godzilla is a big lizard. It doesn't matter if he runs or not. He swims in water. Jesus. Guys
I was about to say the fact that we got to wait till 2025 for GTA 6, but you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that too. We have to wait till GTA. And also, never tell your Caucasian girlfriends to act like Michelle.
Oh my god.
I gotta get
Bye,
off the
guys.
internet. That's the dumbest thing I've heard all day. 3Dubs is gonna hate how we're ending this because I can't follow his instructions. I already messed up the intro. Bye. Join the channel, guys. That's I'm not asking anymore. I'm demanding it.